Within Nurgle's Plague Legion, there is a caste of demons so effectively terrifying that their appearance on the battlefield almost always results in broken morale. They are the aerial cavalry of the Plague God known as the Plague Drones. And to fully wrap your mind around how shockingly hideous these creatures are, let's realize that in Nurgle's collection of demons, these stomach-churning monsters stand out from the rest of the grotesque abominations because they truly are the pinnacle of disgust. A plague drone is a massive decaying rotfly being ridden into battle by a cackling plague bearer. And that's what we're going to talk about today in another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. If you're new to the channel, allow me to introduce myself. I am your host Gersh1, your guide through the terrifying universe of Warhammer 40,000. This week, I am still focusing on Nurgle's lore, so if you have any suggestions or questions about the Plague God and his minions, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. And if you enjoy our lore content, please leave a like button on this video so that YouTube knows to send you more lore, and also so that more people can view this video. But with all that said, let's get into 40 facts and lore on the Plague Drone. Unlike most demonic creatures that pour out of the Immaterium, the Plague Drones are actually two demons working together to complete the task assigned to them by their masters. Sitting atop a bloated and disgusting rotfly is a high-ranking Plague Bearer. Separately, these demons are dangerous, but together they become the vanguard to any Nurgle force. The large, buzzing sound of the rotfly's massive wings as it flies towards the enemy's front line sends dread across the foe's ranks, until the airborne demon makes impact like a hard-stung wrecking ball, bowling warriors over with the sheer stinging bulk. Once stuck in, the fly's hairy limbs scramble in melee, ripping through flesh and cracking bone. Their needle-sharp noses pierce the armor joints and eye lenses of the enemy to inject disease acid into their victim's body. Revolting mouth parts gape and suck as they envelop the head of screaming warriors, slurping them down like sweet meats. Meanwhile, the demonic rider hacks at the victims with their plague sword and hurls infernal death heads into the foe's ranks to engulf them in billowing clouds of plague spores and sickness. Thanks to their ability to fly through the battlefield at great speeds, they are the masters of outmaneuvering the enemy's firepower. Entire squadrons of tanks are dedicated to taking these demons out of the sky. Drawing this much firepower and being able to survive the onslaught creates opportunity for the rest of the Plague Legion. A smart Death Guard Lord will go out of his way to offer up a rich sacrifice in the hopes of conjuring up as many Plague Drones as possible. The corrupted Sons of Mortarion have learned that these demons serve a very valuable strategic role in their warbands. As most plague companies suffer from slow-moving and static units, the speed and maneuverability of the Plague Drones often makes the difference between victory and defeat. Intercepting and destroying enemy flanking forces or scouts, launching swift strikes against vulnerable foes, intercepting airborne threats, or rushing to reinforce weaknesses in the Death Guard lines. Plague Drones make for versatile and powerful allies. The only fear a Death Guard champion has is that the Plague Drones that are summoned act according to their battle plans rather than following their own whimsy and slaughtering wherever they please. At the end of the day, these creatures only answer to the Plague Lord Nurgle. They crawl out of the gardens of Nurgle and fulfill their master's wishes. Which brings me to the creation of the rotflies in Nurgle's disease realm. It is a true wonder of decay and growth. Each massive and bloated demon is a beast of Nurgle that has metamorphosed into a disgusting rotfly. We all recognize that the beasts of Nurgle are happy and adventurous demons, eager to spread the love of Grandfather Nurgle. But over thousands of Terran years within the gardens and in real space, even these simple-minded beasts can be soured by their playmates' unwillingness to include them in their infestations. When this happens, a seed of discontent takes hold deep within the mind of a demon, a canker of bitterness and disillusionment that grows with every fresh rejection. Should such a doubting beast be slain and banished back into Nurgle's garden, it will slump into the muck and filth with a resigning sigh and give in to its misery. A thick cloud of Nurgle's fattest flies descends upon the desolate beast, cocooning it against the unfairness of the galaxy, and within the thick pulp, a strange transformation takes hold. A bloated rotfly rips its way free, fully formed and driven by all the hate and cruelty that soured the beast of Nurgle's simple heart. And plague bearers prize such deeds highly, for in the haste to punish the mortals that once burned them, rotflies speed into battle at a great pace. Now, the process in which a plague bearer tames such an angry demon is dangerous not only to the rider, but its surrounding area, as the fly thrashes all across Nurgle's realm. This is also why only the most veteran plague bearers have any chance of flying on top of one of these beasts. They first must catch these fast-moving demons. Using the intestines of the victims of Nurgle's garden, the bearer creates a lasso that he will attempt to wrap around the rotfly's massive and bloated form. A smart hunter will make sure that the beast is tied down to one of the many grotesque trees growing in the plague garden, for if not, the fly will launch itself into the smog-covered sky and drag the plague bearer across the toxic and polluted realm. Those that manage to tie down the crazed flying demon will be forced to wait for the rotfly's thrashing to end. Once tired, the plague bearer has the dangerous role of leading the demon across the decaying garden. At any moment, a spike of adrenaline will ooze out of its pus-filled body, and the fly might attack the plague bearer or go off flying. If enough time was given for the demon to fatigue, then it's up to the plague bearer to begin conditioning the demon so that it can be ridden. The whole process could take days, if not weeks, and at any step, the two demons could kill each other. Once tamed, the two demons are bonded, and it's up to the plague bearer to direct the repugnant demon towards a target that the rot fly can take its anger on. So long as the rider can satisfy the fly's rage and anger, the two become plague drones, and eventually begin to infect each other with more of the disturbing gifts of Nurgle. They will be used on countless battlefields, spreading the ilk of their master and butchering their enemies in a fit of rage. And that's the lore to the plague drones. What makes these guys so badass is that they're very different to Nurgle demons and kind of similar to regular demons. So like whenever you deal with demons from the Plague Legion, they usually tend to be like really happy and like they don't act like what a demon is supposed to act. Especially with like the beasts of Nurgle, who basically are just like puppies. But then with these guys, the rot flies. They are there to kill. Like they want to infect and they want to like cause pain. But ultimately, like the pain goes away because Nurgle like blesses those infected with something positive. Something that's gonna kill them. But it's always fun it's always interesting to see that like within the Legion, these guys are very different. Still trying to spread Nurgle's love, but just in a more violent and visceral way. So it's kind of cool. And the model itself on the tabletop looks, awesome because it's like a fantasy thing and it's fighting against different, really sci-fi units. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's a specific demon type that you guys would like me to talk about in, future videos, please let me know what it is in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll hopefully talk tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Oh, I did put my